Hello and welcome to the Pinball Pursuit. I'm Dr. C.
And I'm Mrs. J. As you can see, this isn't our normal setup. Tell us more.
We're doing our first ever interview, and we are so excited to have Gerry Stellenberg of Multimorphic on the show. How you doing, Gerry?
Hey guys, I'm doing great. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, we're so happy. For those who are unfamiliar with who you are and what you do, give us a little bit of a elevator pitch.
Oh gosh, I am founder of Multimorphic with the goal of bringing new ideas, innovation, new pricing models, all the cool modern things to pinball. I'm a technology guy, electrical, computer, that kind of stuff. Growing up through college, I've tinkered, I've created custom machines and control circuits and code and all those things, and now we make machines.
That's so cool.
So cool.
Is your degree in electrical engineering, or was it
Computer engineering, which
computer engineering?
is
Okay.
electrical plus software. So I've got two of the aspects needed for pinball development.
Yeah, that's so cool. What is how did you go from whatever your job was before to making pinball?
All right, so I had normal jobs like you would expect. I worked for companies making always some kind of electronic hardware to do cool things, mostly in the networking area, data
Okay.
networking and security products, processing of data with hardware, intrusion prevention, firewalls, and those kind of things. So while doing that, I built a collection starting with one machine, quickly growing to 2 and then 3 and then 10 and then 12 pinball machines.
That's what you have to look forward to.
I was going to say, don't get any ideas.
It's gonna happen. There's no way to control it. It happens to everybody, except now we have a machine where you only need to buy one. You can play tons of games, but that's the end of the story.
That's the end of the story.
So I had 12 machines, and I'm sitting here looking at my computer, my phone, everything I have in the house is a multi-app capable device. Why do I have 12 individually themed standalone products that cost a lot of money and take up a lot of space? Let's try to do something with these things where I can get more life out of them. And so that kind of spawned the idea to build a multi-game capable system.
That's so cool. We're curious. What was the first machine that you bought, and why did you buy that one?
Easy. It's easy. Theater of Magic. Second one was Attack from Mars. First one was Theater of Magic. I started playing pinball in college at the pool hall, and it was in the mid 90s, and those were the games they had. So I started my first game. The first game I ever played that I remember playing was on a Theater of Magic. And
Yep, they always say you remember your first.
Right?
Yep.
You go.
Love it. So, looking through your, machines that you put out, you have a mix of original themes and licensed themes. Um, which, how do you decide what to greenlight? How do you decide which way to go? And what does the future of multimorphic look like?
How you decide what to go when you have no money is very easy. You
You go
develop
original.
some kind of idea that you have in your head and piece it together. Yeah, as a startup company, we got some seed money from friends and family based on a prototype that I built with a friend in my garage. But we basically got started with nothing and pieced something together. We came up with a design. Dennis Nordman, who designed Whitewater and 30 plus other games.
Yeah.
He saw our prototype. We talked to him. He worked with us for a bit, came up with this idea for Lexi Lightspeed, our first game. And we built that first. We built Cannon Lagoon, Cosmic Kart Racing, Heist, all original ideas. And Heist was launched right before COVID.
Okay.
It did okay. It did better than all the others and kind of brought in enough revenue where we're like, okay, let's go get a license. So that's when the brainstorming started. I mean, everyone knows pinball machines sell based on people's nostalgia for whatever the title is.
For sure.
Original themes, they can be successful. They need a special hook and they need longevity. the company needs to support them to convince enough people to give it a chance and then to grow with it and then realize, okay, I want one too. But licensed IPs, people just connect or don't connect with the theme, and they choose to buy it just based on their nostalgia.
So you mentioned that um, Heist did better than some of your other ones. Why do you think Heist did better?
Well, everything did better than the one before it, up through Heist and Weird Al. So that was kind of the platform getting a little bit more adoption and recognition, and people started to realize, okay, this makes financial sense for me. That was part of it. But Heist is just a really cool idea. The team built a really cool illustrated story around. We hired a comic artist who lives in Houston. He did all the artwork. It looks like it's straight out of a comic book. Steven Silver, a creative director, designed these characters. They all have backstories. They're all the stereotypical heist characters: cat burglar and demolition man, the mastermind. They all sound like they're perfectly integrated in the story. Mr. Big is the bad guy. He's a character. He controls this 3-dimensional crane in the game. It extends, it moves up, it moves down, left and right. I don't know. Everything just seemed to come together, and people really liked the presentation of it. They liked the story. I've seen people post recently as a month ago, that they think that Heist is a 90s style pinball experience as good as any game from the 90s, which is a huge compliment.
Yeah,
It's
it's a
amazing.
huge compliment for that.
And
Yeah.
it's funny because we do these videos where we talk about what our dream themes would be if we made up our own. And I said heist. Mine
Wow.
was more Vegas style, Ocean's 11. But when I heard that you guys had one, I was like, oh, I've got to try. I was very excited. It's a fun idea.
I mean, that's basically what we did. We modeled kind of the rules and the story after the Ocean's 11 kind of theme. So yeah,
No, that's so cool. I just wish we could find somebody that had a Heist. I really want to try it. We haven't tried it yet.
Yeah. We'll have to find a machine somewhere.
you'll have
Yeah.
to fly out to Round Rock, Texas. We have a showroom full of all of our games. There's a whole lineup of them. You can walk by one by one,
Oh,
play them all.
that's so. Yeah, you're going to be at Texas Pinball Festival, right?
Yes, always. Yeah.
So the announcement
go
we're
there.
making, we're our first ever convention we're going to go to is Texas Pinball
Oh,
Festival.
fantastic. Well, we pack up the whole showroom and bring it, so you'll be able to play all of
Love
them.
it. Love
Love
it.
it. We're so excited.
Awesome.
So when it came to working with Weird Al, when I was looking at like themes that I wanted for our dream theme
Mhm.
video, I was like, oh man, it would be so cool if there was a Weird Al machine, because he's got obviously his music career. You could pull in UHF, you could pull in his kids show. That would be so cool. And I wanted to make sure no one had done it. And so when I looked
Oh,
at it and
gosh.
you guys had it, so
Oh.
I didn't end up pitching it, but it's still like I love Weird Al. I went to his bigger, weirder concert. I had an extra ticket.
Hmm.
No way.
Mrs. J did not go with me. But I want to hear about how that came about. Like who approached who? How closely did you get to work with him? How many of the assets from, his films, his shows, and his albums did you guys have access to? Tell us about the experience.
Okay, so when we're discussing licensed IPs, it's always the same process. We're always all throwing out ideas every day, all hours of the day, week after week after week after week. Even while we're designing one game, we're talking about ideas for future games. I don't remember who it was, me or Steven Silver, probably one of us. We're like, what do you think of Weird Al? And the other one of us was like, yeah.
Yeah, that's how I
Yeah.
would have been.
It was kind of like we both felt it was a no-brainer. The challenge was we hadn't done a license before, and we didn't know the process. We didn't work with any kind of resource who helped pursue licenses. So I just started internet searching and emailing people that
Oh, just
seemed to
cold call.
be connected to him. Eventually, I found someone who was listed on some website as his agent. Messaged him, no response. Messaged him a couple more times. Eventually, he got back to me and said, "I'm not the guy. You need to talk to so and so." And so was the guy. It was Jay Levy, Weird Al's manager.
Oh yeah, I know Jay Levy. I've heard that name.
So I talked to Jay, pitched the idea. They were on board pretty quickly. He obviously talked to Al about it. Then, once we had approval to do the game, we had to pick the music. And we wanted to get so many songs that people recognized. Amish Paradise and My Bologna, and just a couple. We wound up with 5 songs that everyone knows.
Yeah.
And then we got 12 more songs from his original catalogs or his style parodies, not full parodies.
Dare to Be Stupid and
yeah,
all those.
The Traffic Jam, a number of them.
Yeah.
Those are owned by him. He still owns the songs. They're distributed or published by Sony Music. And then the parodies, the full parodies, are much more challenging to license because you're not licensing the parody. You're actually licensing the original song.
Oh, really?
Oh, interesting.
Because he didn't just take advantage of whatever it is, parody law or whatever that says you could just make fun
Take
of
whatever.
something and do it however you want. He was honest and paid royalties to the people whose song he parodied. So we had to as well. And some of those songs have changed hands 12 times throughout the ownership process, and multiple studios own parts of them. Just 5 songs was quite complicated to license. Every quarter I have to send royalty checks out for sales for these songs, and I'm sending checks to 20 different companies for the 5 songs.
For the 5 songs you have. That's nuts.
Yeah.
But his originals, no problem.
I mean, those are 2 checks, one to him and one to Sony.
Easy.
Easy. My question is, because again, we haven't played the game yet, is Albuquerque his 12-minute song in the game?
We talked about it. We're like, how do we integrate that? And everyone's like, it should be the wizard mode. You have to play all 12 minutes of it. But we didn't put Albuquerque in.
Okay.
No, our wizard mode is actually you're doing a speed run of all of the modes you played during regular gameplay.
Okay.
So you get a snippet of all the experiences you already did, and you got to do 1 or 2 shots for each one.
Got it. Okay, that's fun. What is your favorite mode in his game?
Favorite mode? There's a lot of really good modes in the game. And they're all so unique because we take the screen and we completely change what you're looking at, and it's themed based on the song. Probably Mission Statement.
Okay.
Mission Statement is a style parody, Crosby, Stills and Nash, I believe.
Yes, that sounds right.
And we licensed from the people who did the music video. The
little drawings that he does. I'm a Weird Al. She has no idea what's going on. I know exactly what you're talking about.
So the song is about catchwords people use in corporate speak.
Synergy.
Oh, gotcha. Synergy.
Synergy is like the chorus.
Yep.
So then there are these. Basically, it's like a real-time comic sketch that you see the line art being drawn as it progresses through the song. And so we licensed those exact doodles, integrated the music video into the game. So as you're playing the thing, you're seeing the video on the screen.
The hand drawing the lines.
And as you're playing it, you're collecting corporate stocks, and you're cashing in, you're selling out, and you're collecting jackpots and things. So it's a pretty neat.
I cannot wait to play this. March. Unless Erica from Erica's Pinball Journey lets me play on hers when I travel to California next.
Oh, in February. That'd be February, right? Yeah. Very cool.
Yeah.
Well, since we were talking favorites, we talked about your favorite, or at least dream machine. We talked about your favorite mode in Weird Al. What's your favorite multimorphic machine?
I don't have one. I mean,
it's like your children.
Yeah.
It kind of is. I was heavily involved I did a lot of the development. I did most of the development on Lexi Lightspeed.
Okay.
I did all the software development. I helped direct a lot of the stuff. So I have a personal connection more so to that one than any of the others. But all of them, I sit in the design meetings. We all bat around ideas. We all talk about rules. We all talk about what would be fun and what wouldn't be fun. I really do like them all. Portal is our latest, and in Portal we did a couple of things that just physically aren't possible with other machines. balls go in here, they come out here, and how do you do that on a traditional machine? We also have the screen. So with the screen, we can present data and information to you without you having to look up to the big box, which means you can focus on gameplay while you're playing and not.
Which is your biggest complaint when we play games with a big LCD,
Yes.
especially like a Jersey Jack. Like I can't look up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the ball goes into a lock and you look up and then it releases and it drains before you're even looking down.
Exactly. Drives me crazy.
You don't have that problem in a P3 because our
Love
whole
it.
design mantra is never look away from the flippers.
I love it.
Sold.
So you're getting to it with Portal. Now I'm a huge Portal junkie. I love it. I have the
2 for
lithograph.
2. We're 2 for 2 with you.
You have no idea.
Winner.
We got Heist. We got Weird Al. We got Portal. What else?
Right. So when we did our like reveal video for the spring, we talked about like all the things that have been revealed so far. And I put you guys at the top of what I was most excited for because Portal is it's one of my favorite games of all time, if not my favorite game of all time. And I love that you essentially got to make Portal 3 with this game because you had the original actress of Gladys and you were able to tell a story. Tell me how that came about. Like, how did you get in contact with Valve? Whose idea was it? And how did you put it all together and make this perfect storm work?
So let me preface by very clearly stating for the record, it's not Portal 3, but it is a Portal game in the Portal universe and a pinball experience, leveraging a lot of assets from that. And no one thinks it is Portal 3, but I need to say that for licensing reasons.
I said it, you didn't say it. That's fair.
But we, again, batted around tons of ideas. We talk about video games. We talk about TV shows and movies and books. You name it. We talk about products and toys. If there's an idea out there, we've probably talked through some aspect of it. 4 people in the inner core of our design team are humongous Portal fans. So basically, if we could get that theme, it's the dream theme for pretty much the whole design team, which meant that we would do it justice, that we would deliver an experience that hopefully Portal fans would love. I again tried to cold call. This was years before we actually produced it.
Okay.
So I went to Valve's website and they list a whole lot of people and a whole lot of email addresses, and I started picking them up. Email, hey, we're thinking about doing this. I emailed Gabe Knoll and anyone I could see and find. I tried a few, no responses. I'd try a few more, no responses. Tried a few more, then I'd cycle back through them again and try again. Never got a response. Then at one point we hired Bowen Cairns, high-level tournament player, a longtime pinball guy. He does all the pop-up videos, tutorial videos, and things.
Okay.
We hired him to help with rules on Final Resistance, Scott Denisi's game, and he had a friend who works at Valve.
Oh, it's amazing.
So he contacted the friend, asked if we could set up a meeting. Yes. The story goes that they saw all my emails.
Oh.
But in order to work out a deal like this, somebody has to champion the project. Somebody within Valve has to be, okay, this is something I want to make happen.
Mm-hmm.
And so Bowen's friend was the guy, and we worked with him and his team directly. They got us access to all the assets. We had everything we needed from the Portal universe. GLaDOS, we did license the right to use her voice from Portal 2.
Mm-hmm.
We hired Mark Silk to do new call-outs for a new personality core that we developed. But we worked with them pretty closely, sending them videos of progress and having feedback from them, meetings telling us to change the color of this or tweak that because it doesn't represent the objects correctly or whatever. It was a pretty involved process, as opposed to Weird Al. Weird Al was like, looks great. You guys are doing a wonderful job. You guys are
doing no feedback.
Very little, yeah. But Valve was very involved and had very specific things that we needed to make look accurate to their eye.
Okay. So a lot of it's not Portal 3. We're just gonna say that. But it is a game that features Portal. There's another Valve game out there that people are clamoring for a third one. Um, any teases at a Half-Life pinball machine?
No teases. You get no teases out of me.
Dang it.
I will tell you it's come up in conversation. That's as far
Okay.
as
Okay. Ooh, I like that.
Okay,
That's a good
okay.
enough tease.
I mean, you could name any idea. We've probably talked about it, tried to figure out what kind of connection it would have with the community. Half-Life would connect probably well with the same type of person who liked Portal.
You're not wrong.
And we have a connection with Valve at this point, so who knows?
Exactly. That's
Who knows?
why I had to ask. I had to
Who knows?
ask.
But we also don't want to do two video
Only
games in a
Valve
row
games.
or only movies in a row or
Yeah.
so we like to mix it. I don't think we've done the same style of game twice yet.
No, definitely, because you has
Weird
had
Al's music,
Weird Al's music. You had Final
Princess.
Assistance, which is Insider Pinball, and then you had Princess Bride, right? That was the next one,
Princess
and
Bride, and then
now
Portal.
Portal.
Okay. Love that. So, with your whole P3 model, you found a hole or something you wanted to fix, and you fixed it. And that's essentially what we're doing with our channel. We were looking for tutorials that were more staged, I guess not live play tutorials, and we couldn't find them, so we made them ourselves. What do you find in the YouTube or tutorial community that you would like to fill that hasn't been filled? Do
For
you have
pinball.
any video
Wow.
ideas, things you'd like to see?
You're acting as if I have time to
Come
not
on.
be 16 hours a day working on pinball development.
Fair.
I used to play a lot of pinball and watch streams and watch videos and stuff. I feel like I'm sidestepping your question, but I literally don't watch streams. And I feel bad because some of my team members are like, did you see such and such on stream? Like,
Nope.
they still stream pinball these days?
It's crazy.
I know Kevin does or did because he streamed our lunches and things, but I think I think what you do is awesome. I think helping people understand how to connect with these games, and everyone approaches them in a different way. Some people are just about scoring, and some people are just about the story, and some people are looking to improve their skills. And there's types of videos for all of them.
So, how do you think that we go about growing the pinball community? Because I swear, every other month there's somebody talking about how pinball's about to collapse. There aren't enough people in the hobby. What do you think needs to happen to help this hobby really grow more?
It's growing, or it did grow very significantly for the last 15 years or so. Coming out of about 2010, a lot of things happened right around there. The P-Rock board came out and helped new people develop rethemes or new projects. Dutch Pinball got started with that. Jersey Jack came out around that time. Spooky Pinball started around that time. Pinball started growing because more people could develop games. More people could turn their ideas, the things they were passionate about, into games. So there was more variety, more choices. People started buying them. Maybe it hit the right timing between people growing up with pinball finally coming into secure jobs and salaries and enough money to purchase these games. I don't know, but it has grown significantly. Has it peaked now? I don't know.
I
There are a
hope
lot of
not.
pinball companies making games right now, and the community's not big enough for 12, 13, 14 separate pinball companies all fighting for the same licenses. So I think there has to be some contraction in the industry from a manufacturer's perspective, but I don't think that should affect the ability of the community to grow. Video pinball, while none of us play it that much, we're all physical pinball folks, at least at our company, and most of the people we talk to much prefer physical pinball over the video
We're on
experience.
the same boat for sure.
Okay. But that helped introduce a lot of people to what pinball is, and a lot of customers of the virtual pinball platforms started buying physical machines. So
I mean, my brother who took second place in our Salt Lake area league and is like 3 or 4 points away from qualifying for state. He started playing it on his Switch because we were getting into it,
Mhm.
and then he got his own virtual cab that he could play on, and now he's played probably triple the pinball I have because he goes to a local family fun center that has like 12,
okay,
and he's hooked. And it all started with him on his Switch, just playing the virtual pinball.
yeah, and nowadays you can download a full catalog of Williams games or whatever. You can learn all the rules in the
Yeah,
digital platform and then translate those into real play. So
and honestly, on some of those Williams games, he's better than I am because he knows the rules better than I do.
Mhm.
yeah, so I think that helped the growth a lot. Um, what's it going to take to keep growing? I don't know. It's tough. Prices are going up.
For
Prices
sure.
are going up everywhere on every product in every industry, but prices are going up. A lot of people being priced out. There's probably some kind of correction that needs to happen, but hopefully we're addressing some of that by giving people the option to buy games at $3,500,
Yeah,
$3,400, $4,000. The pricing model that we've come up with is intentionally trying to address that kind of difficulty paying $12,000 for each game. It doesn't make sense to me.
for sure.
I mean, not only the pricing model, but the space. Not everybody has space to have a dedicated game room,
Yeah.
and I'm super stoked about the idea of having 3, 4, who knows how many games in one.
Yeah.
Love that idea.
I started collecting in an apartment. I had room for 2 games. That's all I could have. And I stopped at 2 games. I didn't force more in there.
There you go.
But then I bought a house, and that's when it grew. But at the apartment, yeah, a P3 would have been great because I could have had 12, 13, 14 experiences in one
Yeah,
machine.
it's so cool. Tell me a little bit about how you go about programming these, I guess, I don't know what you call them, games that aren't the themed game, but for your modules. So you released, I think it was Elemental, that was
Okay.
for everything. Tell me a little bit about that experience, and then, like, what's it like to develop new rules for an existing, like, board?
Let me start with the second one first. I started in the industry by developing the P-Rock board, which is a board that allowed people to write new rules for their Williams or Stern games. Uh, I had a Judge Dredd. I put the P-Rock
Mhm.
board in it, and I wrote new rules for Judge Dredd, called it JD. And people downloaded it. They bought a P-Rock. They put it in their machine. They could play the new rules that I wrote for that game. It was really the first time in the industry that you could take an existing game and just enjoy something completely different on there.
Yeah.
I themed it around what the playfield was because it had certain physical features. But um, fast forward to P3, and we have this digital display in the playfield, which allows us to create immersive experiences. We can change it to look however the theme needs it to look to tell you the story of why am I shooting this shot over here? Well, you're shooting it because there's a character on the screen who's pointing at that shot or something. I don't know. So throughout the design process, we're sitting there thinking, you know what? Yes, we're building this game for this theme, but it would be really cool if there were another game that allowed you to focus on this loop and had you hit
Yeah.
this loop 10 times and then opened up a door over here and then you shoot that thing. Like, okay, there's an add-on game. That's what we call it, an add-on game idea. Store that away. But Elemental is a game that leverages the scoops.
Mhm.
So the P3 has the playfield LCD that goes back a little more than half of the way back through the playfield. Beyond that is a row of 6 individually controlled scoops that can pop up. And when they pop up, you can shoot the ball into them. Ball goes into the system, it gets fed out somewhere else. But those scoops, if they're all up, it can fully block the entire path to the upper
Oh,
playfield.
so you can't get, okay.
So imagine a video game like Space Invaders. You could draw characters on the screen. They could go back and forth, left and right. We can feed balls to the flippers. You shoot a ball at one of these things on the screen, and you don't want the ball ricocheting around. Space Invaders doesn't work like that. In Space Invaders, the bullet goes off the top of the screen and it's going forever.
Mhm.
So lift up all the scoops, shoot the ball, see if you hit the thing, the ball goes away. Feed another ball to the flippers, you have more bullets, and you can keep doing that forever. So these scoops are super useful. Well, in Elemental, we lift up one scoop, and one of the 4 elements, depending on the level you're in, starts flowing out of that scoop. So on the screen, we draw water coming out of one of the scoops, and it starts filling up a pool of water on the screen. And if you shoot the scoop, it shuts off the water because the scoop is closed. And another one opens up and starts with a small stream that grows over time. So the faster you shoot all these scoops, the longer you get to play because the pool of water doesn't fill up on your screen. It doesn't matter what playfield you have installed. You could have Heist, you could have Weird Al, you could have Portal in there. It doesn't matter because we're using the scoops in front of those physical experiences. And then there are other games where we or third parties who develop games can leverage the physical devices on the playfield. Nezic City is a new game that came out. Deluxia Studios wrote it, which is a father and son team that happened to own a P3, and the son is learning programming, and this is his first pinball experience.
Oh, that's so cool.
That's cool.
And it's this AI based concept inside the city. Heist is based in a city, so all the physical elements have city. There's a jail, there's a bank, there's the crane, all these city elements, and they have this AI element that you're battling throughout the city, and they leverage the physical experiences really well. So, yeah, it's just anyone who has an idea can figure out which physical module makes the most sense for it. Dungeon Door Defender, written by Michael Ocean, is a castle defense game. Castle defense, you have something in a video game, a castle, and you're defending it from all the monsters that are trying to walk through
and break through.
Yeah. So you're firing bullets at them or whatever, but in the pinball world, you're shooting the physical pinball over top of these illustrated graphical zombies or whoever's attacking this are. Yeah.
I saw Josh Rupp from Loser Kids stream Dungeon Door Defender because he has for Princess Bride. It works on that one.
Yeah, so Michael started it with Heist because Heist has the jail door. It's like the jail door is perfect. It's the dungeon door.
Yeah.
So Dungeon Door Defender. And then we came out with Princess Bride. And he's like, okay, there's 2 doors on Princess Bride. There's a castle door and Max's hut. So he implemented the dungeon, I think, around Max's hut. So that's the door you're defending. And yeah, it's the same exact game. Works on 2 different playfields.
That's so cool. Love it.
How do you deal with, is it like a profit sharing, or is it with these third parties that develop it? I'm guessing it's like an app store where you're taking a percentage and they're taking a percentage.
That's exactly what it is. They set the price. Whatever that price is, we take a percentage of that to cover the cost of testing it, making sure it's safe for people to play on their machines, making sure it's reasonably acceptable content. It fits within our level of family friendly that we want to maintain.
We appreciate that.
Not to say there won't be games that come out that are more adult oriented, but there'll be options, I'm sure, for enabling more family friendly gameplay on them. But App Store model is absolutely right. They set the price, they earn most of the money, and then we just take a fee to cover the expenses of hosting it, testing it.
So how many of your customers, that's our dog, sorry about that. How many of your customers who purchase a module end up purchasing these side games as well?
There's a good section of them, probably 30 to 40% of the customers who have a module buy the mini games that can be played on it. It really depends on the game, but some didn't sell well at all, only sold a few copies because they just didn't connect with the audience, and some sold really well. So the average is probably around 30%.
What is your best-selling third-party game?
Best-selling third-party game is by far Dungeon Door Defender.
It's the one that I'm most excited to try out. So I'm not surprised.
Yeah, it just it it connected really. People got really excited. I've seen streams where people are over the moon excited about playing the game. Michael just did a really good job on it. I mean, all the mini games we used to call mini games. Now they're called add-on games.
Got it.
Are all unique. They're all really cool ideas, and some connect really well with people, and some are a little bit farther out there and connect with a different set of customers.
That's so cool. Okay, we have 2 more questions for you.
Sure.
First off, I love TNA, Total Nuclear Annihilation,
Thank you for
for
clarifying.
those that know. Um, Tell me a little bit about Final Resistance. It's the spiritual sequel to TNA, is that what I understand?
So yeah, Scott loves the style of electronic music and apocalyptic environments. And he's really good at creating this high energy feeling and great light shows and not too complex a layout, but a layout that works really well to deliver the vibe. And Final Resistance. So Total Nuclear Annihilation was a single layer game, single level, didn't have ramps and things. He managed to create an experience in the modern age of really complex pinball layouts that isn't complex. It's pretty simple, and people absolutely love it. I love it. It's a wonderful game.
I love stealing locks from people in tournament play.
Okay.
It's the best thing ever.
Okay, so you're hoping they lock 2 and then drain.
And then I can just steal it and get my reactor destroyed.
So Denisi lock. There is a Denisi lock in Final Resistance. It's a single ball Denisi lock. Can you steal it? I actually don't remember. Anyway,
Here's hoping.
if you can't today, maybe you will be able to tomorrow. I think there is an option you can set to allow it. Well, regardless, Scott has been a longtime friend. He got started with the P-Rock. He designed Earthshaker Aftershock as a retheme of Earthshaker. He worked with the Dutch Pinball guys and helped out with some Bride of Pinball 2. I think he did some testing for them on that,
okay.
and Big Lebowski and stuff. And then he built this amazing custom game that got picked up and manufactured, and he's made a big name for himself, which is super awesome. And he wanted to deliver a game for the P3 that bridged the gap between really high resolution motion graphic stuff on the screen and what most pinball people are familiar with, which is a static playfield artwork on a piece of wood. So the gameplay experience in Final Resistance is the playfield graphics don't change. They're static. We have virtual representations of inserts and the lights and things. We do draw animations on top of those. When you hit a shot, stuff happens and instructions pop up and tell you what to do, but the screen is mostly static, and the physical shots deliver the same kind of experience that a traditional game does. So he was hoping to bridge the gap between the super high tech, way out there versions of P3 games and traditional pinball to kind of bring more of the traditionalists into the platform.
Got it.
And that's an interesting thing because we've had some pushback from the traditionalist community. Have you guys had a lot of pushback from people in the community of being too far forward thinking, people wanting to keep it back to the way that it was? Because I love the way that it's going. I love the idea of these separate little games that you can play in an app store.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
How have you
yes.
overcome that?
Yes. Yeah, even today, where we've been selling the thing, we've been shipping it since 2017. We designed it in 2012, started taking it to shows in 2012. Even today, we'll post a video or some kind of graphic or something. We'll launch a new game, and 20% of the comments will be like, "I'm not playing that. It's a video game," or "I'm not playing that. It's got 3 buttons on each side." None of that stuff makes any sense to me. We've taken a traditionally static piece of wood, statically painted piece of wood, and we've added more pixels to it. Right? It's the same thing. The ball rolls over a surface. We've just added more pixels to it, and those pixels allow us to display immersive content and information. Buttons on the side, yeah. You control the flippers with buttons. If you can control more things with more buttons, great. Or
I mean,
not
Shadow
great.
does it, right? Shadow, you have the little diverters on either side.
I owned a Shadow, yeah. Yeah, so there are things we've done on the P3 that the traditionalists balk at, and sometimes they overcome their preconceived biases and give it a chance and like it. Other times they refuse, or they force themselves not to like it, which is their preference. And in some cases, it just doesn't connect with people, and that's fine too. Every game's different. People are different. There's a variety of pinball games in the world. People can choose what they like. But yeah, we've met a ton of that. And at some point, you got to decide, do we cater to the whims of, or try to cater to everyone's goals and wants from a game, or do you just do what feels right to you? And we do both. We tried, when we get a lot of complaints about something we might pull it back a little bit, but we never lose our own vision. And our vision is to deliver a progressive experience with new features and technologies that deliver the modularity and the swapping and the cost effectiveness and mini games and all that stuff.
Well, and I think a good example of this is you guys heard the feedback of like the front half not having much, despite having this really cool screen. And so you added the portal module that lets you play a little bit far forward. Is that something that you're looking to leverage moving forward? Would you ever do it to some of your older games?
We get that question a lot. I think people are like, oh, they finally put stuff closer to the flippers. And the interesting thing about that, and I've said this all along, if you go look at whatever it is, Attack from Mars, the Shadow, Venom, Medieval Madness, all these Jaws, all these games that people absolutely love, they all have everything close to the back. And the reason they
100%.
do is because when you put something in the middle of the playfield close to the flippers, it blocks your shots. You can't. So there are a lot of games that bring things closer to the flippers on the sides. There'll be a scoop down here, or a loop will start really early. Or there'll be a ramp off to the side. But there are some games that put them smack dab in the middle, and those layouts are no fun to shoot because they're blocking your access to everything.
Yeah.
So it was an intentional design choice to leverage the screen up front and put the physical things in the back. And once people started to lean into the everything's way back there, and we're like, okay, well, we always said we could and we would put stuff closer to the flippers. We just need to do it in a way that makes sense for the theme. And Portal gave us a good opportunity to do so, and there will be other games that give us an opportunity to do new cool things in front of the flippers. And yeah, we're excited to see people react to them in different ways. But that ramp in Portal and that spinner and target on the left side are close to the flippers, and when you hit them and the ball flings back right in your face, like the ramps on Shadow, you're like, well, that was unfair. But it's not unfair. Your aim was bad, and you wanted us to put that thing right there, and we did.
And you had no time to react.
Right.
You did this to yourself.
Yeah. Aim better.
It's like people that play Black Knight Sword of Rage, and it's that Black Knight is right in front of the flippers, and if you hit it just off, you're done for.
It feels that way, right? I always remembered Pirates of the Caribbean by Sturt. They released it. I think it was a 90s game. No, it was a 90s game. It was,
I think it was early 2000s.
Early 2000s. Maybe in 2010 or something.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Everyone listening is like, you dumbass. It was, you're a pinball manufacturer. You don't know anything. I always remember the heart chest on the right side. And I was like, man, that thing is super close to the flippers. But you overlay that layout on top of a P3 design, and it's all the way up on top of the scoops. So there's some perception of things close to the flippers that aren't really as close as people think they are.
Yeah.
But when you look at a P3, you see this rectangular screen with a hard edge at the top, and that draws this mental barrier here, and you see nothing in front of that. You're like, okay, I see all of this space. In reality, you look at most games, and most of the stuff is way back there.
Oh yeah, we're renting Batman 66 right now,
Okay.
and everything's in the back. The turntable, the ramps. There's some targets on the side, like stand-ups. That's it.
That's it.
And it has to be like that, or else it'd be no fun to play.
Yeah, because the games that are super close, they're brutal, and you can only play them for so long.
The most brutal one I can remember is Bram Stoker's Dracula, and there's 2 or 3 targets right in the middle there.
Yep.
And they feel super close to the flippers. They're not. They're also way back,
Pretty far back.
right near our scoops. It just feels that way.
Yeah. Okay, last question for you. What can you tease that's coming next year? I assume your new game is going to be at Texas Pinball Festival. That's what you guys have done the last couple of years. Can you give us anything? I understand if you can, but I got to ask.
We have we've launched games right before TPF. Our last 4 games, I think we launched right before TPF. That's always our goal. TPF is our home show, and we take a lot of machines there. I don't know if we'll make it this year. I'll tease you that we might not have a game this year.
Okay.
When we're ready, we'll release it. If we get it ready in time for TPF, it'll be there. If not, it'll be later. But what we do as a company, and we've done it on all of our games, and it drives me nuts that the rest of the industry doesn't do it, and it drives me even more nuts that people allow the other companies to do this. We release games with mature code.
Mm.
If you see the game at a show, it will present in a way. It might not be finished. It might not have the wizard mode or all the modes in them. We released Portal with 4 test chambers, and we added some more later.
Mm-hmm.
But what you saw in that game, those modes were complete. They had the full experience. The entire hub mode was done. It had all the voice calls, all the music, all the light shows, all the stuff was done. And that's important to me. I don't think it's right to ask people to pay money if they can't
play the whole game.
Visualize, not necessarily play it, but even visualize looking at the videos of it. They can't see what the final experience will be like. I think that's unfair. I think it's unethical. And I'm amazed that the industry, the community allows manufacturers to do that. We won't do that.
And we've had people ask us to make tutorials of some like the newest games, and we have to tell our audience like we're not going to do it because it doesn't make sense to make a tutorial until the whole code's there. Otherwise,
the rules might change or whatever.
You're going to have to change it.
Yeah.
So it totally gets you.
So I can't guarantee the rules won't change as we iterate and stuff. And we might put out a game that's fully polished where a certain mode isn't connecting with players, or it feels too unfair, or it'd be better if we did things, and we'll change those. But what you experience at a show with a P3, the games we release, you'll know what the final result is going to be by playing.
That's super exciting.
Love that.
Well, we're dying to play P3. Hopefully we get one before March, before Texas Pinball Festival. But otherwise, we're going to see you there.
Yeah, we're so excited.
Well, please find me.
Okay.
I live in the booth as much as I can. I do have to eat occasionally and sleep, but I'm there as much as I possibly can be, and I love talking to everyone. I hope you come up and say hello, and I'll walk you through whatever games you want me to walk you through, and hope you enjoy them.
Cool. Well, thank you for being our first ever interview guest.
You did a great job.
We hope it wasn't terrible for you.
I said I was going to judge you, and you did.
Yeah,
you did wonderfully. The questions
for everyone
were great.
that's watching, give us what's our grade? How did we do?
You get an A, a full A.
A 5 on the HR scale.
I gotta leave a plus for future growth or something. But
there we go.
We'll have you on for the next game, and we'll do it there.
You guys are awesome. Thank you very much.
Hey, thank you so much, and thanks everyone for watching. We really appreciate it. And until next time,
keep flipping.